Good afternoon. My name is Master Sergeant Eric Rollins from 1st SOAC. This is an information briefing in the overall classification is unclassified. The purpose of this brief is to inform you on how coffee originated and became the drink of choice today. If I were to ask you, what is the most valuable legally traded commodity in the world, what would you say? Many of you would probably say oil, and while you are correct, it would probably surprise you that the second most legally traded commodity is coffee. It's estimated that roughly 2 billion cups of coffee are drank per day around the world. In fact, French philosopher Voltaire was rumored to drink over 40 cups per day. Coffee has a long history and it started out being used very differently than how it is used today, as ground and steeped like we know it. Early on, monks would use coffee as a way to help them stay awake and alert during long prayer sessions in monasteries. As an avid coffee drinker of all types, I'm very keen on how it got its start, and today I will explain to you how coffee has made its way from where it originated in Ethiopia to becoming the most popular drink in the world today. Legend has it that coffee fruit was first discovered by a goat herder named Kaldi after he found that his goats did not want to sleep after they ate this specific red berry. Kaldi had to tell someone, so he found a monk in a local monastery, and they found it true that after they ate the fruit, they were able to stay awake longer throughout the night. Some of the original uses of the fruit were to mix it with animal fat to preserve meats longer, as well as churning it to a pulp, fermenting it, and creating a wine. Early on, the beans were transported to the Arabian Peninsula, where it was first prepared and roasted as we know it today. Muslim cultures unfortunately held this captive by boiling the beans, rendering them infertile so they could not be reproduced elsewhere. Although during a trip to Mecca, an Indian pilgrim was able to smuggle fertile beans out of Arabia into Europe. This was known throughout Europe as the wine of Arabia. Europeans quickly replaced their morning drinks of beer and wine with coffee once they realized that they were able to be more productive throughout the day when they drank it. The National Coffee Association claims that the British are credited with bringing coffee to New York in the mid-1600s. Though tea was still the favorite drink at the time, some years later, the Boston Tea Party was the turning point for colonists to renounce tea and claim coffee as their drink of nationality. They felt it was their patriotic duty. Tori Ave from PBS.org says that brothers John and Charles Arbuckle are the original people that came up with the idea of selling pre-roasted beans and selling them in paper bags. This method was popular with Western cowboys. The commercial beginning of the coffee industry as we know it was formed when James Folger had the idea to roast it, grind it, and sell it by the bag to gold miners in California during the gold rush. We know this as Folger's Coffee today, and fast forwarding to present day, the first Starbucks opened in Seattle in 1971, and you can see where coffee has come since then.